Hi, I'm Matthew from LexTechs of Atlanta, and today we're going to have another episode of Matthew's How To. So before we start, we need to make sure the vehicle is on a flat, level surface and secure it with the parking brake. Now, the best place to find all the information that we're going to go over is, of course, the owner's manual. It's going to have every single thing you need to know about where the tools are and what to do safely and how to do it. Today, though, I'm just going to give you some tricks, some tips, and some common sense things the book may not mention. Usually what you're going to have is some kind of a tray or a compartment with all of the tools separate from the spare tire. In this case, we got a little foam tray. We want to just reach down and take it out. The spare tire is usually going to have some type of a clamp or something like that, and we can just go ahead and get it loose. This vehicle, the equipment you've got here, a couple of simple things. This is known as a mechanical scissor jack. Almost every vehicle on the road has one of these, and the reason is because it's safe, it's easy to use, and they don't fail. This is the crank handle, which is actually used to turn the scissor jack, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. And then, of course, this is the main item you're going to need. This is the lug wrench. Put these items down. Now, one thing you'll notice on this scissor jack, it's going to have a slot cut in it, and this slot is meant to go in one place to securely lift the vehicle. So we get this jack under here. We can kind of start by twisting it by hand, and then you can visually see where it's supposed to go. And again, your owner's manual is going to have more specifics about where to put this safely. So you can either take this wrench and pull, but something really easy and safe to do if you're not comfortable with that is put this wrench in a position to where you can just step on it, and makes life a lot easier no matter who you are. Now, after you've got all 5 of them broken loose, we want to go ahead and lift the vehicle. It's going to be self-explanatory, but you're going to twist this jack and just make it go up. Then what you can do is, these lug nuts should be nice and loose, or you can just grab them with your fingers. Just be careful where you put your fingers. If you put them inside here, just make sure they don't get pinched between the car and the wheel. And of course, be careful here in case you've got some sharp object sticking out of your tire. So once you've got the spare tire loose and unsecured, just reach in, grab it. A lot of vehicles are going to have what's called a donut tire. The reason they call it that, besides its obvious shape, is that it's quite a bit smaller than a full-size tire. Don't worry, it's safe. It's meant to be temporary until you get your tire fixed. Just bring it on around here to where we need to put it. What I like to do while I'm still standing, and to save some back work, is take the bottom of the wheel and kind of put it close or underneath the vehicle. That way you're not struggling and trying to hurt your back to put it on. Now you're super close, and you can just ease it on there. Alright. This part you'll just have to kind of figure out for yourself, but you're going to need to hold the wheel on while you start these lug nuts. While the vehicle's still in the air, just give them a gentle snug with the wrench. We're not worried about getting it super tight. Just give it a little snug. And here's the trick. Here's the important thing. When you're tightening lug nuts, you want to go in what's called a star pattern. Okay? So you want to tighten a lug nut and go to the one opposite from it. So we tighten this one. We're going to go over here and tighten this one. It doesn't matter where you start at all. Star pattern, right? So we're just going to go over here just like you're drawing a little star. Alright, now that you've got them all snug, we let the vehicle down. You let the vehicle down, don't let it down all the way. Let it down to where the tire is touching the ground, but not all the vehicle's weight is on the tire. And there's a reason for that. The reason we're going to do that is, now we're going to torque these lug nuts down. And we just don't want the wheel to move, or to move the vehicle. Alright? So we're going to go the opposite direction we did when we loosened them. We're going to go clockwise. I would not suggest using your foot for this. You really need to use your hands and just, you know, you kind of have a sense of how tight they were when you stepped on it. You know, same thing, star pattern. All right, you don't want to over torque them, but in a situation where you're putting a wheel on a vehicle, you'd rather have it a little bit too tight than not tight enough. And then kind of go back over that star pattern. Make sure they're tight. This is the most important part of this entire process, in my opinion. All right, we're done. You just let the vehicle down the rest of the way. You're set. Again, this has been Matthew Durden with LexTechs of Atlanta. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. On a final note, if you have this situation happen to you, which I hope that you don't, if you find yourself on the side of the road where it's super busy, doesn't feel safe, or you don't feel comfortable doing this, please call someone. Call a record driver. You know, you may have AAA or some towing service, and let them do it. Okay? We want you guys to be safe. Thank you.